Hello everybody, it's Bleakborn, and today is my October Reptile Room video. It is October 1st, you'll probably see this on October 2nd, and we're just going to dive right into it. We'll start with, as always, Khaleesi. So like always, we start with Khaleesi. She is a bearded dragon. She is probably, what, 5-6 months old at this point. She's a little over, probably around 18 inches long, and probably with her belly being like 2 or 3 inches wide. As you can see, she is in a 40-gallon, what do they call this tank? It's a Zoo Med 40-gallon tank. It has a sliding top. We have a 2-dome UVB heat light with a UVB, what do they call it? Reptile light in the back, T5, or is it a T5? I think it's a T5. And then a, what do they call it? A red reptile bulb at night. Her tank's kind of a little barren because she likes to poop on everything, and we have to keep cleaning it, don't you? She's one of the chillest lizards we've ever had, and she'll just hang out on your shoulder, but most people that own bearded dragons kind of know that already. Right now her diet consists of kale, carrots, blackberries, kiwis, squash, pretty much whatever she'll want to eat. And yeah, I'll just let you guys look at her for a couple seconds. They get their name bearded dragons because they can puff out that little neck sack thing there and make her head look much bigger. They are native to Australia, and she is the inland type. I believe it is the Viticeps, but I'm so bad with the, what do they call it, scientific names. She's just a central bearded dragon. She's got some lovely patterning. Her substrate is actually a mat. It's one of those Repti mats. It works pretty good. It actually looks pretty nice too. We are considering getting her some actual sand to make it a little easier to clean up now that she's not so small anymore. We're not too worried about impactions, but we'll swing around over to the new rack systems. I added a second rack. There's nothing really too much going on yet. And then the main rack. So let's jump over to this rack first, and I think this might be the first time you guys are seeing it. My 10-gallon kind of nano tank. I only have 5 of these, what do they call them? Zebra Danios, and I believe that one's a pregnant female, so we'll see. And we got a couple males. They're wild, crazy moving fish. I only have 5. I should have got 6. They kind of like to pick on each other a little too much, but they are settling in. I have one mystery snail there. And there is a horned nerite snail somewhere. It's been loving the log, but I don't do too much. And then there's a baby bristle-nosed Placosimus in here. There he is. Hoping it's a male because they get the major bristles. It's so cool. That's this tank. It's just a standard 10-gallon. I have this light. This was going to be set up for an axolotl. They didn't have any at the last reptile show I was at. Look at that Daniel. And it was kind of like, it needs something. So, some fun freshwater fish will definitely make it a little nicer. That plant right there was actually in Floki's tank for a while. I have not named these fish yet, so I probably won't name them. If I get a centerpiece fish, I might name it. Like if I get another Betta or something, but that's that 10-gallon. We'll jump over to my 1-gallon planted tank. It's kind of temporary. I had that scarab I found in the basement, or whatever kind of beetle. I kind of didn't really want to let him go out into the cold outside, so I built a little tank out of what's left over from the frog grow out tank and trying to get these plants to thrive, and you can see they're actually doing pretty good. We'll see how it pops up in the next couple months. We'll jump down to Cersei's tank. This is a 20-gallon, I believe, another Zoomad tank. This one has clips on the back, so when you push it tight, it clips closed. It has a locking spot here. You have to take this part out to be able to open that door. She is a ball python, as you can see her side there. I've done plenty of videos on her recently because she is so entertaining. And I planted it with a parlor palm there, some wandering Jew, some pothos, and then another type of pothos, I'm not sure what that is, and then some kind of arrow vine. It's pretty simplistic. It has springtails, isopods, and the like in it, and then it has a small heat bulb there, or ceramic heat thing, and then I just added a heat mat below because we had a couple cold days. But you've seen enough of her already. This is the planted tank. I stole a lot of plants from it, so it's not looking as pretty as it used to. But there's still a lot going on there. That aluminum plant is just huge. And the tank's doing pretty good. Everything's growing. I'm waiting for some other things to pop up to see if they come through. But beyond that, it's just pretty much a holding tank. It may or may not get turned into a frog tank. I'm really considering getting a pixie frog, like a giant African bullfrog, but we'll see if the fiance lets me. Then we'll jump up to Ziggy's tank. I pulled it out a little farther, but as you can see, there he is. He had that malady come back, but it's already receded, so I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe he's touching a plant that he's allergic to. Not too sure, but it is getting crammed with plants in there. I'm going to have to do some trimming. I've adjusted his water feature so it actually can hold more water in it, because before it was just nothing. And then jump on this side. And there he is that way. Some of the ferns are doing great. The mold, what do they call it? Margravia is doing good. That orchid's kind of getting overwhelmed in there. I keep having to trim around it because it just, poor thing, just keeps getting enveloped. And I added some wandering Jew in here to kind of fill out the lower area. He destroys all the small plants in there. But this is a 20-gallon high aquarium with a custom back that I did a foaming in, and has a channel for a pump system coming up through the back that pumps the water up and through. Kind of keeps the humidity levels up and along, leaving him a little pond where he can jump in and cool off if he wants to. It is a wee bit hot in there right now, so I have all the windows open and I'm cooling off this room. But he seems to be doing okay. They can burrow quite a bit into the substrate to cool off, so. Next we'll jump up to Casey's tank as he's sticking his head out. Or first I'll start with this one. This is going to be a shrimp tank. Right now I'm just keeping all the materials cycled and keeping the tank going, but as you can see I got a pothos growing out of it. But we'll jump over to Casey. There he is, just chilling. This is another 10-gallon tank, custom back. It's all cork bark. It's a desert vivarium. I've added springtails. I don't know if it actually works. It's more of a testing than anything. He's got 2 dome lights. One's got a heat bulb or a spotlight, and the other one's just got a UVB. I'm thinking of adding one of those radiant heat sources to that one. This tank only has that light bulb up there. Kind of adds a little more radiant light in the room. Jumping down to unnamed tadpole. We're tentatively calling him Tadius. He has been in and out of his home. I saw him the other day. He was so happy. I fed him this morning, and I can't see any bugs anymore, so I'm going to have to start upgrading. He's getting big really quick, guys. I will hopefully snatch a video of him in the near future, kind of hopping around, but he's doing great. Then on to the depressing tank. I still have not seen any sign of frogs except that the fruit flies seem to be disappearing. My only thought is maybe the frogs got out through that hole. It's not too big, but it's bigger than any other hole in here. So that's the only thought I have. Because up here on the top, you know, I've did a custom glass fit, so there's no way anything could fit through the top. So that's what my thought was. And maybe they were hiding in the plants, but I looked really hard. I don't know. I searched the underbottom. Nothing in there, nothing moving, nothing dead. I don't know. They must have got out, because I would have found something. It only was a week of me not seeing them. I don't think they can rot that quick, but maybe someone knows more about that kind of dart frog. Phyllobates, the Tadius. Oh yeah, back up to Casey. Oops, sorry, I startled him. He is a East African spiny-tailed lizard. And I don't know if you can see his spiny tail sticking out, but they're arboreal. He likes to climb around. Sorry for startling you, Casey. Oh, and then Ziggy is a Pacman frog, or a Croniwell. I always forget the scientific name, but he's a Pacman frog. Always sitting there. And then Tadius is a Dendrobates tinctoris dying, and he is a that special morph is called a powder blue, but he's hiding in there somewhere. But enough said about the dart frogs that don't exist anymore because I can't find them. Down to the shrimp tank, and look what we got here. Babies, more babies. The mom is just huge, and the tank is just filled to the brim with shrimp. Like, I have to get that other tank set up because I'm just gonna have too many shrimp. I'm gonna have to start selling them off or something. I don't know, guys. I didn't think they reproduced this quick, but it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. I might have to do a water change or something. Their flow is kind of low. But this tank has a small LED light bulb there, along with this tank here having that light, and actually these two tanks having the same light. They're kind of very similar, just those are, what is it, Nikru? I got them off Amazon for like 20 bucks. They work pretty well. They're not quite powerful enough, and you can adjust how much light these put off. Floki was just out. There he is. Just kind of chilling. Hey, Flokes. Oh well, he doesn't really care. He is a betta fish, or a Siamese fighting fish, or whatever you want to call him. And then kind of in the back is a couple autosyncluses. You can kind of see one there. And then there's two narrate snails and a large mystery snail. And the mystery snail, I think, had babies. I don't know if you can see. Where would it go? I believe there's a couple baby snails rolling around in here, and I doubt they're narrates, because I don't think narrates can reproduce in home aquariums, but you never know. But there's Floki, just chilling. But those are the tanks, with all the animals in them. I might get something new for that tank. I might get a frog for that tank. I don't know, guys. We'll see what happens, but that tank is my next project to get going as a shrimp tank, because I need to get rid of some of them guys. Beyond that, the mice, we're going to try tonight to feed Cersei her first frozen thawed. Hopefully she takes it, because I don't want to have to keep mice. I kind of feel bad, but you got to do what you got to do. So we'll see what happens there. And then my isopods are doing good. Springtails, crickets, and you can see a big roach right there. All the roaches are doing way better in this closet. And I have a temperature gauge, kind of monitor how hot it's getting, how cold it's getting. It's 71 in there. It's a little chill. But this is the reptile room for October 1st/2nd, depending when this video gets released. And I am Bleakbone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And lastly, if you guys think I should actually get a pixie frog or some different dart frogs, let me know, and we'll see what happens. Or if you think I should hold out and hope maybe that they're hidden in there somewhere, and maybe they'll pop up eventually. My hopes aren't up. I'm kind of sad about that, but again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.